Sorry. Hello, this is Vanessa once again. Excuse me. I'm an ACE certified personal trainer. You can go on to acefitness.org to verify the credentials. This workout is going to be using a roughly 14-inch tall box. You can use a chair or a step stool. Just make sure that it's no higher than 12 to 14 inches. I'm using the 14-inch box because that is the box that I have. There are a variety of heights of step stools, and if a 14-inch stool is too high for you, then go with 12 and then go with 10. The top section of this is 6 inches. The bottom section of this is 8 inches. So if you're having a difficult time stepping up to the 14-inch height, then go to a lower step height and do that. There are plenty of step stools that you can find at local retailers. I literally, when I go into the retailers, I will take a tape measure with me and I will measure the height of all of the steps, the benches, the stepping stools that they have for, household activities or whatever, reaching up to change a lamp or whatever it is. And I'll make a notation of what it is so that I know for future reference if I need to buy that height or not. So I like to know the variety of the heights of the step stools. There are 5 different exercises on here, and it appears that I alternate on this, doing upper body, then lower body, upper body, then lower body, using all the major muscle groups so that the heart rate stays elevated during the entire workout. And I'm going to try to get this workout done, show it to you in under 30 minutes. Right now I'm averaging around 20 minutes on the majority of the videos that I have been doing. So I'm sure that I'll be able to get this done in less than 30 minutes. There is one set of hand weights that I'll be using for this particular routine. It's a pair of 8-pound dumbbells. That's the biggest set I'll be using. For the lat rows, which works this area of the back right here, you can use a heavier weight than 8 pounds. The only reason I am using 8 pounds is when I use heavier weights, I have a hard time talking because it's using the muscle, and it takes energy to talk and to use the muscle. And if I'm giving you form pointers on how to do the exercise with proper form and good technique, I need to lighten my weight. I need to use a weight that is lighter than what I would ordinarily use. I would use somewhere between 12 and 15-pound dumbbells, which I have over here to the side, but I just haven't brought them out yet. So for my personal workout, I go heavier than that, but for the tutorial, I'm going to go lighter so that I can focus on talking with you and helping you with getting proper form. So that's the reason I'm going lighter. Okay, the first exercise is called a push-up. I'm going to move the dumbbells over to the side. Actually, I'm going to move them behind the bench. If you have a chair or square step stool, then you can use the corners of that chair or step stool. And I'll show you what I'm referring to here. So the way that you could do it, if you had a chair, and if there were no back on the chair, you can place your hands on the corners like this and do it this way. Or up here like this. I'm going to move this chair over to the side, along with these other items here. And I'm going to do it over here on this bench. Because I have the long length of this bench, it's going to enable me to have my hands at shoulder distance apart. Okay? I'm not going to put my hands flat. Because if I were to do that, they were going to slide forward, and that's not going to be good. So I'm going to place the flat of my palm against the edge, this corner of the bench. And if you have difficulty being on your knees like this, get a mat or pillow and put it underneath your knees. That's perfectly fine. A regular push-up, I'm going to have my hands slightly wider than shoulder distance. Just slightly. I'm not going to come way out here. It's going to be shoulder distance, or just wider than shoulder distance. Now, when I bend my elbows out to the side, I want to be sure that the, pardon the expression, the nipple line, the midline of my chest, comes in line with the edge of this step. Because as I've mentioned in other videos, if your chest is way up here, or if your face is way down here, you're not working the chest, you're working the arms at that point. For beginners, you want to be on the knees. Intermediate, you can be further back and then reposition yourself where you're more in alignment from your head to your toes. Advanced, you can come up to here. And if you really want to challenge yourself, you can remove the top step. You can remove the top portion, the 6-inch portion, and do it on the 8-inch platform. Or do it on the floor, like this. I'm doing it on this top step here with the intermediate position. Bending the elbows to the side. So your chest can briefly touch, ever so slightly touch that step. You don't want to lay on it like that. You don't ever want to do that. One, it will compress your lungs because your lungs are in this area here, and it's not going to feel very good. It might feel good for 1 second, but after that it's not going to feel very good at all. You're going to be pinching things that aren't very comfortable to pinch. Okay, and I'm releasing out of that. When I did that, I felt it right in here. Those that are just starting out, if you're not feeling it near the armpit, in this area right in here where my palm is, if you're not feeling it right in here where my fingers are, then your hands are either too high or too low or too narrow. If they're too narrow, they're more likely to get into the bicep and part of that shoulder. If they're too wide, they're more likely to be in the bicep, part of the shoulder, and maybe even the tricep. Or even further down in the chest, or too high. So you really want to make sure that even if it's shoulder width, take it 1 hand distance further away, start from there. Okay, the next exercise are squats. I'm going to use these dumbbells here. I'm going to show a front view, and then I'm going to show a side view. In the side view, I'm going to try to show it off the edge of this bench here. So, I pray that my feet are in the field here. They put the dumbbells down and double check. Okay, that's what I thought. There we go. My head's going to be cut out of it, but you'll get to see my feet. And it's okay for my head to be cut out of this one. You get to see my head on all the rest of it. Okay, feet just slightly wider than hip distance. I'm trying to line it up with the edge of the step there. I'm not touching the step. I just want to try to line it up with that edge. Some people are comfortable having their weights here at the sides. That's where I'm going to have them. Some are comfortable having them up at the shoulders. I'm comfortable having them down here at the waist or at the hips. You want to stick your booty to the rear, and I'm going to show it to you on the other side. Bend the knees, torso forward slightly, weight in the heels, push into the heels to stand. Those that are first beginning or those that have low back problems, this is your move. Hands on the thighs. I'm bearing my weight down into my hands to make sure that my back stays supported. Weight still in the heels. And I'm actually still feeling this right through here. And it's not just because my hands are there, it's because the weight is in my heel and it's working into the lower body. Now I'm going to shift over to the side. Put that weight down there, make sure I can still see over to the side. Okay, that's good. Okay, and this is your side view. Feet roughly shoulder distance or hip distance, maybe slightly wider. Stick the butt out there. When you stick the butt out there, the torso has to come forward. Otherwise, you're doing this right here. You're arching that back and it doesn't feel very comfortable at all. Stick the butt out, torso forward slightly, bend the knees, weight in the heels. Push into the feet, into the heels to get the body back up. You don't need to go very far. This is not a big move. And for some people, this is as far as they can go. But they feel the fire in those legs and in that butt so much. And it's perfectly fine if you cannot go as deep, don't worry about it. Just focus on getting your form correct. That is a squat. Okay, the lat row. I'm going to try to adjust the camera once again, because I don't need you to see the feet as much as I need you to see the torso. Okay. One dumbbell. Alright. This arm, the palm is going to face the body. You're going to pull. I have the front foot, or one foot, on the step, on the bench. This is just to ensure that my low back, this part of my back, stays flat. And if you're comfortable with this and want to add more, you can do a double arm pin row. But I find it's a little bit difficult to do that because I tend to have sensitive back issues. And so that's why this arm is braced on this leg, is to let my back relax. Okay. That's it on the lat rows. And you want to make sure when you're doing those lat rows that your elbow comes in and rubs your waist. Get it as high up as you can without doing this rotational motion here. Because some people do this and, oh, I need to get it as high up to that ceiling as I can. Well, you're not getting in there. You're getting into more of the core and getting into the back of that shoulder. And that's not necessarily what you want to do when you're doing the lat rows. Okay, leg press. I need to tilt the camera down again so you can see my feet. Try to bring it closer also. There we go. If the camera's really shaky, I'm sorry. Just trying to get it where I can see. Okay, good. I'm going to do this strictly off the side here. I'm going to place this foot on, and the foot that is on the step, this is the leg that you're going to be working, okay? And after a few reps, I will switch sides. This one is just there to make sure that you don't fall on the floor. Okay, beginners, don't use weights, okay? In fact, I'm going to show the beginner version without weights first. And with the beginner people, you can place your hand here just to get you started. Push into that heel. Tap the opposite foot. Now when beginners do this, if you're able to do this on the 14-inch platform, that's great, with no weight. And notice that I'm not pounding into the floor. I'm trying to step down, pushing into this heel, and letting this front leg bring this one down. It's very difficult to do. If you have knee issues and cannot get to this, remove this top step and go with the 8-inch step height. That's fine. Or go down to the 4-inch step height, whichever works for you. I'm going to do this leg so that you can see the difference in mechanics. There's going to be a subtle shift forward
But as long as you don't have the front knee shooting like that over the toe, you're okay. Keep it at the ankle or in the midfoot. So a slight shift forward is okay, but you don't want it to go like that over. All right? This leg is the working leg. This leg is controlling what this leg does. All right? Those that have weights, I can either have them in their hand or put them on their shoulders. I prefer to put them in my hand when I use weights. Some days I don't even use weights. I just focus on my form. Okay. Let me adjust the camera again. Okay. All right. Okay, one final exercise, and that's bicep curls. For the bicep curls, palms are going to face you, the camera. I'm going to sitting on off the edge. If I sit on this side here, you have the bench that is preventing you. You can use a chair also for this. Pin the elbows into the waist, curl top. Got to brace that core. I'm using 8-pound dumbbells here. And there may be times when you think you're doing pretty good, but I check in the mirror to see if I have this whipping motion going on here. If you do have a whipping motion, lighten the weight or slow down the motion. Okay. All 5 exercises done. If you enjoyed this video, like it, click the like button, subscribe if you'd like. If you have any comments or suggestions, questions, anything, want to see a different type of video being done, if I can do it, then I will do it. I take requests, and I hope you guys have a really great day. Thank you.